Welcome back. Today we're going to do some cleanup from the spring hunting season. Blinds to pick up, chairs to pick up. We're also going to talk about the 4 big mistakes I made that made my turkey hunting season very unsuccessful. So we've got 2 blinds to pick up. There's 2 spots that I hunted the most this season. We've made it to the first one. It's at the far back of the property I hunt. We saw lots of turkeys here earlier in the season, and we really thought it was gonna pan out and be a good spot. Unfortunately, it didn't work. I sat out just about every single weekend I could, and nothing happened. Saw 1 hen. That was it the entire time. So my first big mistake for the season was not changing my strategy. So when I say not changing my strategy, my big problem this year was, or the big mistake I made this year was I confined myself to blinds. I didn't go anywhere else. I was so dead set on having this spot and the second spot work that I just committed to it and didn't even try to go sit somewhere else without the blind and just sit under a tree in my camouflage and see what happens. So that's big mistake number 1. Don't confine yourself to one spot the entire season. Try new things, go new places, see what you see. Big mistake number 2 I made was I overpacked. I had so much equipment with me that I almost had to stay in a blind. I had camera gear, hoping to shoot a video of a successful hunt. As you may notice, there's no videos of that on the channel. And I overpacked. It was too much to carry around and too much to hide for just sitting under a tree. So overpacking made it so that I couldn't explore new spots and confine me to a blind. Don't overpack. Pack what you need, set of binos, some extra ammunition, good camouflage, and go sit. Okay. Blind number 1 taken down. On to the next spot. Second spot's a little bit of a walk-in, but that's alright, it's a nice day out. But while we're walking in, let's talk about mistake number 3 I made. So mistake number 3 was not enough scouting, or not putting in the work. I spent an awful lot of time at the beginning of the season, or just before the season started, to find birds and turkeys and figure out where they were hanging out. But as the season went on, I was so convinced I had them figured out that I didn't put any more effort into it. And in reality, I probably should have tried a little harder. I should have gone out more and looked for where they were roosting, because they move, they change. They move based on food and weather and cover, and I didn't do that. I was so convinced that I had them figured out, and I didn't put in any extra work outside of what I had done leading up to the season. So that's my big mistake number 3. I highly recommend scouting throughout the season, checking in and seeing where those birds are, and getting on them that way. Don't just put in mediocre work at the beginning of the season and hope you find them. So the final mistake I made, and it's got to be the most important mistake I made, is that by the end of the season, or getting close to the end of the season, I got super discouraged and I'd pretty well just given up. I wasn't putting any effort into putting in the work throughout the season to scout. You know, I confined myself to 2 spots and blinds. I was overpacking, and at the end of the season I just given up. I just stopped going. I stopped caring. And that's not the way you're supposed to feel when you go hunting. When you go hunting, it's meant to be time in nature, you know, in the hopes of harvesting food for your family. And I was so disappointed that it wasn't working the way I wanted it to. I'd just given up. And in reality, I probably could have been successful if I hadn't made all of these mistakes. So mistake number 4, don't get discouraged, don't give up. Change tactics, don't make the same mistakes I did, carry on hunting, and just get out there and try. Yes. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? What are you doing? Well, we've made it home. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other mistakes that you've made in your previous seasons, drop them in the comments. Maybe we can help somebody else out who's getting into hunting so they don't make the same mistakes we've made. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.